Hello, everyone, and welcome to the newest podcast by the Cyber Express. Here we deep dive into the latest trends and developments shaping the cybersecurity industry. I'm your host, Augustin Kurian, and today we are discussing a major shift in the cyber threat intelligence market, the acquisition of Recorded Future by Mastercard. This acquisition is making waves in the industry, raising questions about how it will impact the businesses. To help us unpack this, I'm joined by Manish Chachada, the CEO of Cyble, the leading cyber threat intelligence company in the world, known for its independent and agile approach towards protecting organizations against cyber threats. Manish is here to share his insights on how this acquisition is reshaping the landscape and what it means to business globally. Manish, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Augustine, and hi, everyone. This is Manish Chachada. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Cyble. Nice to see you all.
So, Manish, the acquisition of Recorded Future by Mastercard makes a significant change in the current landscape of cyber threat intelligence. How do you see this particular acquisition impacting this industry?
I think you're right. It's quite a significant change, and it's really refreshing to see that because it gives more attestation to the threat intelligence as a space and everything that cybersecurity holds for today. The change will not be happy for many and good for many too, in that sense. But I do see this as a positive sign in terms of how the industry is shaping into and what big players like Mastercard are, valuing things at. I think it's important to understand that, the cybersecurity space in general and the threat intelligence space in general is having a shift towards becoming more robust as a requirement to the BFSI sector. I think this is a good change. It may be more adaptation as we go into this, but I think overall it's a good change to see, especially on the financial institutions front if you look at it from that point.
Right. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel that 2024 has been an year of acquisition for several space in the spectrum of cyber threat agents. Here, Cyble has stayed independent. So, could you share how Cyble's approach towards completely staying independent and agile compared to how other companies are, which are now integrated to larger corporations?
Good question there. I think my view on that would be a little different. Any acquisition also comes with a lot of problems. Not that it is bad, but I think acquisitions have their own journey to cover when in terms of the growth that the acquisition is generally looking or the synergies for which an acquisition is done. Cyble today would prefer to stay like that only because it gives us the agility and the flexibility to grow. I think the stage at which we are, and the ground up product that we have built in, we are more flexible on how we can customize it to our customers' needs. Remaining agile, having that quick decision making and giving the information on a near real-time basis. That's what we count on and are known for. So I think acquisition is good for people or companies like Recorded Futures where they are in a matured stage. I think for us, we are very much accessible to the customer's needs and look forward to customizing their needs to our products. That's where we stand independent in that sense. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, well said. In fact, I think you did actually begin the answer with the problems of acquisition. So, I think one of our take is that with big acquisitions come a major shift in priorities. So, how does Cyble continue to innovate here? Because acquisition has many times often seen as a hindrance towards innovation.
That's true. I mean, post-acquisition, the new acquirer also has to understand the business as deeply as the acquiree has been running through. So clearly, there is shift in policies, there is shift in processes. There's a lot of changes. There's a lot of learning curve that is being built over a period of time, and then obviously the market dynamics also play a role into it. Especially with the new AI era that we are living in. I think this is where I believe that acquisitions are good, but it's time that tells whether an acquisition is done correctly or not.
That's true. So I think there's also a little bit of a dilemma among the current customers of Recorded Future, especially knowing the fact that how 2021 pans out as the acquisition is coming. So, do you have an advice for all these clients about an uncertain time?
I think yes. I mean, as a consumer, you got to always remain informed. That's the first thing I would tell to everybody, whether it's recorded features getting acquired or a new entrant in the market. What's important to know is how well informed are you about the trends that are happening in the industry? And then are the decisions on the acquisition front enabling that or not enabling that, right? I think the key to answer that question is how much of the new entrant or the new acquisition is really going to change things for you in that sense, and does it impact what you're doing today and disrupts you, right? um, Clearly there are players out there who can always backfill and take the opportunity to also enable some of the inefficiencies that may come out from an acquisition. So staying informed is one thing. I would say, looking at your requirements and assessing them better in terms of what you're now shaping into as an organization also it sometimes changes things for you. So it's not just the acquisition, but many things that go into play. But I would say, do not worry, we are there. I mean, we can always cater to some of the needs there too. But yeah, I think any change comes with some goods and some bads, as I started my conversation with.
Right. Okay, so I think technology also plays a crucial role here, especially in this particular landscape. And Cyble's one of its core strength is AI-driven threat intelligence. So, how does Cyble's approach to product enhancement differ from its competitors, considering it is very critical to business right now?
Awesome. Yeah, I think the best way to put it out, Augustine, would be that Cyble has actually foreseen this coming, right? When we started the company, we were at a stage where there were not many entrants doing things on an AI level. There were some preliminary AI work done, but I think what we saw is this is the next era that we are entering into, and we were lucky enough to have the right players around us at the same time to build it. So Cyble's solution today has grown ground up with an AI intent in its background. So I think our flexibility to adapt AI, the volumes of data that we work with, the analytics that we have built, and the amazing team that we have built around it, I think is a clear answer to say that yes, we are quite enabled to cater to the existing needs of the clients, with especially given the fact that we sit with a lot of information that can be accessed and turned into a lot more analytical information in that sense. So I think we are right there, at the heart of what the customers need today. And growing, I think we have a lot to cover, but I'm not saying that we are fully mature there. But I think we've done enough to make our AI engines give the right answers to the customers.
Right. And I think one of the other crucial part for customers is usually data control. In fact, I think data control is becoming increasingly critical in today's environment. So, to detail about how Cyble ensures its customer data remains insecure, especially right now in an era where acquisitions may shift priorities towards monetization.
No, that's true. And I think as any cybersecurity company would say, our own security is the most prime thing that we need to look into. And Cyble does that quite efficiently today. Our CISO Richard Sands comes with a heavy and rich experience from his days into PwC and Yum Brands. So we were always very cognizant about security at Cyble, and that's the reason we ended up having him on our side from probably month number 2 when we started the company. So it's been in our DNA in terms of how the processes for the security have been laid out. Just to let you know, we just got our SOC 2 compliances as well, and that's a good thing for a company of our size to have achieved in such a short span of time. So kudos to the team there again. So Cyble has taken some really robust initiatives and investments when it comes to our security, whether it is going towards your data protection, whether it's going towards taking layers of encryptions, whether it's talking about drills and fire drills and audits, and SOC 2 compliances and whatnot. I think we've been heavily investing in that area, and we don't take our own security lightly. That's how I can put it best.
That's important and well said. Okay, another area where there has been a lot of conversation about, especially in Cyble's progress, is incident response. So, could you share some details? I mean, if you if you don't mind, about Cyble's in-house approach towards managed services, which provides faster and integrated solutions compared to companies that are more relied on third-party vendors.
Right, right. I think you actually have the answer in your question. It's the agility which the third party vendors obviously does not have the same level. When you are working with a third party, you're always dependent on someone to do things. At Cyble, the best part is we do this in-house. So we have our own intelligence team, we have our own research team, etc., who works during the point of an incident. So the agility that we bring to the table, the unified communication that we provide at the time of an incident, the layers of experience that we carry from that in-house, all that I think adds more value, because then we become near real time, if not real time. And I think that's more important in the middle of an incident. Timing is the essence of solving it. And I think Cyble also looks at that from a standpoint where we also have our own tools, so we can always provide a lot of intelligence from the tool itself that then enhances the requirement during the incidents as well. And then any incidents is not just about solving the incidents at the time. So it's also about continuously monitoring afterwards, which is where we shine as well. We try to give a lot of support to the client when it comes to, managing their incidences, post incidents as well.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're one of the co-founder of Cyble. You've been the CEO. And then right now we are at a place where the cyber threat intelligence market is changing at a very rapid scale, especially with so many large scale acquisitions. So if you have any predictions, how is this market going to change, and how does Cyble aim to lead the change in innovation?
I think uh, consolidations has always been part of businesses. It's not new. Yes, cybersecurity as an industry has taken more robust approach towards doing a lot of consolidations of lately. But I think that's also coming from the fact that there has been a lot of noise in the market when it comes to cybersecurity, and customers read that. I think the companies read this, and with the inefficiencies that some of the companies had, it's always good to go partner with someone and cover a little more ground there, because it's a tough times out there to manage businesses, right? um, Cyble's approach on that front is we believe in our own product innovation primarily. So what we rather focus in rather than going into synergies of acquisitions is basically building our own ecosystem of where we can provide value add to the client from what we are doing, and the level of intelligence that we bring to the table. I'm not saying that Cyble is never going to look at acquisitions or has not looked at acquisitions even today, whether it's us acquiring or looking into outside and inside our perspective. But I think for us, there's a lot more ground left to cover. There's a lot of things that we can go achieve, and the stage that we are in, and I think some of the foresightedness that we got around with advisors that we initially onboarded, we've been at the heart of doing this from an upstream. So we had the opportunity to correct a lot of inefficiencies that existed in the market when we came in, and we primarily focused on those in terms of building our products, building what we are building today, and also adding a lot of innovations to it. I think time will tell how it pans out, but so far I think we've done good on the innovation front.
Right, right. Okay, so finally, to conclude, if there is one message that you would like to leave for businesses that may be feeling uncertain about the future of threat intelligence in the wake of this culture of acquisition, what would that be?
I think the best answer I can tell you is, change is part of game. You have to remain adaptive. Do not get worried when a change happens. But then also focus on keeping yourself updated. Look for companies that are working on innovation. Look for companies that are really trying to solve the use cases rather than making noise around it. Read the cues well. The more you read, the more you become informed, right? And I think information is key. That's what we provide as well in terms of the solution that we have. More so, look for companies that are really going towards an innovative path, not just remaining stale with what we've been doing, but really thinking out of the box. AI and machine learning buzzwords are there in every company's pitch deck, but I think it's important to really understand how much of that AI is truly AI, and what is it that they're not piggybacking on versus building in terms of their own IP, because that's where the differentiator can come through.
Well, that's it from my end. Is there anything else that you would want to add that may not be a part of my questions today?
I think the announcement today is another attestation, that there are people out there who really want to take this seriously, and I think Cyble takes it very seriously. So I would say stay safe. We would love to make the world a safer place together, collaborate, partner, and so on. So all the very best, and congratulations to the Recorded Future team for achieving such a graceful exit. Appreciate it.
Great, great, great. Okay, so that's all for today, folks. And a big thank you to Manish Chachada for sharing his insights and providing clarity about how businesses can navigate this shift. Thank you so much for your time, Manish. It was really amazing talking to you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.